Hello and welcome to this Liverpool news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. My name is Conor and I'm going to take you through all of the latest Liverpool news after Arne Slot's press conference ahead of the Bournemouth game tomorrow. He's just finished that, so we'll go through some of the quotes from that. There's some news of Mohamed Salah being linked to the Saudi Pro League once again, and a few other bits and pieces as well. So please do, before we get into it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, let's jump into the news. I've made myself a promise this morning. I'm not going to get snarky, I'm not going to get sarcastic, I'm not going to just rip into every single quote that Arne Slot has said. I'm going to try to stay calm, I'm going to try to just get through it, read it as it is, and just, yeah, not be too snarky, because I feel like I've been too negative lately. We aren't quite as bad as I think as we were made out to be. I still want Arne Slot gone ultimately, and I still think the club will make that decision, but I am going to cool off slightly, so I won't be as snarky this morning. Let's fly through the press conference quotes then. So on Salah's record against Bournemouth, Arne Slot said, "It doesn't change that Mo scored a lot of goals against any team. He played 90 minutes as many others did. Yesterday we had recovery and trained today. Knowing Mo, he is ready to play tomorrow, but he, like all the others, has a training session to go, and then I will decide on the lineup." On Jeremy Frimpong, Arne Slot said this: "One of the reasons Jeremy has played so many games is that he was the only player available on the right for a bit until Mo came back. He is quite an intense player in that when he runs he's sprinting. We have to take good care of him to keep him available. He has had a big impact in the games he's played. That's why we were disappointed he was unavailable so long. He showed the importance of being able to take players on in Marseille." I thought he was fantastic in that game. I thought he's been fantastic since he came back from his injury. Wasn't fully sold on him before then, like before he got the injury. I thought he looked bright, but he just looked like a bit of a headless chicken at times, to be honest. But he has been completely revolutionised since he comes back. He looks like the player we expected to bring in, and he just looks fantastic. Loving him at right back at the minute, especially with Conor Bradley out injured as well. It is excellent to see him stepping up, and have to echo what the manager said here. He has been great, and I think that Marseille game in particular really showed just how good he is. Arne Slot on team news then, so he said Federico wasn't able to be on the bench on Wednesday. There was a recovery session yesterday. Difficult to say if he's available for Bournemouth, maybe 50-50. Nobody picked up a knocker problem after the game, so I expect all the same players to be available, and Calvin Ramsey is available after not being available for the Champions League. Speaking on clean sheets, Arne Slot said, "In the 13 games unbeaten, maybe only the Brighton game we conceded more than 1 XG, which shows we don't concede many chances." Gonna bite my tongue there. We conceded 2 or 3 good chances to Marseille. Alisson made some good saves, and after Hugo hit the bar, we were lucky they missed the chance they did on the counter attack. We know we have one of the best goalkeepers in the world. We know it won't go on that we hardly concede a chance but keep conceding goals. Speaking on Milos Kerkez then, he said, "Milos and a lot of signings we have made, you can see the progression they are making in terms of adjustment to team and also power. Not a lot of times Milos has played twice a week, but he's getting stronger and stronger. He did really well in Marseille, he is improving. If you look at the age of our signings, they will be better second half of the season, but also next season and the season after that. He's improving, but not always him. We have to make sure the others are at their level as well." And that is true. Like, all of the signings are really starting to look more settled now. They're getting up to pace with the physicality and the demands of the Premier League, especially like the Hugo Ekitike is playing more minutes. Like, he used to come off after like 60 or 70 minutes. Now he's starting to play full 90s. Milos Kerkez has settled in. Of course, he was in the Premier League, but just getting used to his surroundings and stuff, he has really just become a much better player in recent weeks than we've seen at the start. Like, I think there was an argument to be made that Robertson should have been starting ahead of Kerkez, but given Kerkez's recent form, I would say that left back spot is his now. On the other side then, Jeremy Frimpong, of course, we discussed him, how good he's been. Florian Wirtz is looking fantastic. I think he has something like 5 or 6 man of the match awards in the last 8 or 9 games, something like that. Like, he has been on a really good run of form, finally starting to put some goals and assists in there as well. So yeah, it is looking up. Like, it's not all doom and gloom. The players are looking like they're settling in. Obviously, the likes of Isak not really given a chance to settle in given the injury and stuff, but Arne is right in what he says here. Like, these players will only improve from here. In 2 or 3 years' time, they will be the core of the team. They will be the main lads who will be getting into their prime years as well. So it's like, it's not all doom and gloom. Like, look, it's easy to be negative, especially when results aren't going our way and the manager's frustrating us and stuff. But I'm trying to be more positive. I'm trying to look more longer term. And I think whether Arne Slot is here or not, I think this squad should be a very good team in the years to come, and we should be challenging for trophies regardless. So I'm just trying to be more positive, really. I'm going to try just like really just focus on the positives from now on. Speaking on Ibrahima Konate then, he said, "I've spoken to him a few times and these are private matters and they should stay that way. It's very obvious when something like that happens, the player needs time to be there for his family and for himself." And of course, we at Anfield Agenda and of course we at Anfield Agenda echo those thoughts. Like, all of our thoughts and love go out to the Konate family. Like, just, it's such a horrible time for them. If you didn't see the news, Konate's father did pass away, and it's so sad, and I hope Konate is doing well. or as well as he can be really, and just take all the time he needs. Like no one's going to be rushing him back. Like when he feels ready to come back, he will come back. But until then, just sending all of our best wishes and love to Ibrahim and his family. Speaking on transfers, then Arne Slot said, "I expect there to be no movement, but if there's an opportunity in the market and we think we can strengthen the squad, this club will always try to do so. But at this moment in time, no." Now, I know I said I'm being positive. I know I said I'm not going to be snarky, and I'm not. But can you really come out and say stuff like, "Oh, if there's an opportunity to strengthen the squad and there's a market opportunity, Liverpool will try everything to get the player"? Like, could you really say that? Like about Mark Ahey? Really? Again, I'm just saying Semenyo as well. I'm just putting it out there, not being snarky. I'm just saying. Arne Slot on improvements. Then he said, "I'm very confident, but sometimes in football you can pick up injuries from nowhere. I didn't expect not to have Leone, Isak, and Bradley not available for such a long time. We have shown if we have players fit, we are very competitive against any team. There is a lot of confidence from me looking to the future." So Arne Slot clearly either knows something we don't in terms of his long-term future, or he's just deciding to be positive. And look, fair enough either way. He's going to back himself to turn this around and get back to results, but he definitely seems confident about the future, which is a good thing. Like if the manager's confident, I'm sure that confidence will flow into the players and the team as well. So look, I'm willing to give him a chance. Again, I think he probably will be gone in the summer, but I'm just going to get behind him until then. I'm going to stop with the constant moaning because it's tiring me. I'm sure it's tiring you. I will call out stuff if I think it's necessary, but I think maybe a little bit over the top recently, just in terms of micro analysing every word he says. I'm just going to choose not to be annoyed by these things anymore because life's too short to be worried about what the manager's saying. And ultimately, what I say isn't going to affect if he says there or not. So I will criticise when needs to be, but I'm going to try rein it in slightly and be a little bit more positive. Slot on the playing style now after the new signings. He said, "Burnley first half and Arsenal were good performances from us. We have had many good performances which don't always come to light if you lose too many games, as it looks not a lot we do is positive. We've had quite a lot of good individual performances. Florian was close to goals and assists, and even now when he's getting them, he can almost double them with the chances he's getting and created. We've had to keep adapting so many times this season. We have to try and find a new way of getting the best out of the team, and sometimes that works better than others. We are already in a good place, but this team will be in a good place the day after tomorrow and after that." And on the style of play, I wanted to bring up a tweet from Counter Pressers, and I think this was puts into words like much better than any of us could. I think these are obvious things that we expected of Arne Slot's side, to be fair, when he made these signings and just the players available, but I think this puts into words very nicely what we are seeing now. So this is how Arne Slot imagined his 2025-26 Liverpool side, and there's a screenshot from the Marseille game, and I'll put it on screen here so you can see it, but it says, "Kirkes and Frimpong holding the width, two of Ekitike, Isak and Salah as the narrow front two ahead of Florian Wirtz, given freedom to roam, Gravenberg splitting as centre-back with freedom to carry, and a midfield two as a fire blanket." I think, that could work. Like, I don't know why we haven't really seen more of this as the season went on, to be fair. Like, it is slightly reminiscent, to be fair, of that 4-4-2 we played against Frankfurt and a few other teams. Like, we kind of had Wirtz out on the right, I think was, rather than left, but he kind of cut in, and then we'd also have the two fullbacks out really wide, and we'd have two up front. Like, I think that could make sense, to be fair. And this kind of is a bit more elegant version of that, I suppose. Like, Wirtz cuts in from the left, he's then given the freedom to roam and pick up positions where he wants to, and then you have like Isak, Ekitike, Salah, whoever is up front can kind of just make a front two almost with Wirtz in behind. Like, if we could do more of this, I'd be more confident in the manager. It's just like, and again, this goes back to something, and again, I'm not going to moan, but Arne Slot, he annoys me, and he annoys me because we all know there is a good tactical brain in there. Like, we've seen it at times, like in some of the performances, some of the results we've pulled out, even this season. Like, it's just so frustrating that it's not always like that, you know? Like, we've had bad runs of games, we've had terrible results, we've had prolonged periods of just like negative performances and stuff, but then he just pulls something miraculous out of his arse. Like, either just be shit or don't, Arne, please. Just like either make it really easy to say, right, he is definitely not the man, get rid of him, or just turn it on and get all the good results. You know what I mean? Like, he just seems to pull out this like fantastic result every now and again, which kind of makes you question it. But ultimately, there's more bad than good, I think, this season. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just like he always, like, it's so frustrating. You know he has something there, but it's just not quite clicking as much as you would like, and it's not there as consistently as we like. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it is frustrating because we know what this team is capable of, and we're just not seeing it enough. Let's move on to some of the Saudi Pro League links with Mohamed Salah then. So this report from the Telegraph says that Mohamed Salah and Vinicius Jr. are poised to be among the Saudi Pro League's primary transfer objectives this summer. The league has already sounded out the possibility of a move for Salah during the current window, though Liverpool have shown little appetite for engaging in discussions. Saudi clubs are expected to intensify their pursuit of high-profile stars, armed with the financial strength to put forward exceptionally lucrative proposals. Elite players of the calibre of Salah and Vinicius Jr. are viewed as key targets as the league looks to further elevate its global profile. We then had Ben Jacobs back that up, saying the Saudi Pro League is targeting 50 plus signings in a new wave of business planned after the World Cup. The biggest names on the list are Mohamed Salah, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Gabriel Martinelli, Vinicius Jr., Robert Lewandowski, Yuri Tielemans, Amadou Onana. So it does look like the Saudi Pro League are going big again. They really want to flush out some of the stars they brought in. I'll go on to that in a second, and just bring in a new wave of talent. Really try to elevate that league and spend big. I just don't think it's going to work for them ultimately. I just don't think it's ever going to be as big as like the Premier League or the Champions League. Like, you're not going to make the Saudi Pro League attractive enough. And I think even the weather is a big part of that. Like the heat, like that's just not lending itself to elite level football at all. On top of many other things, obviously, but just as the basic concept of playing football in that heat, it's just, I don't know if it's really just, yeah, it doesn't really lend itself to elite level football, as I said. Talksport then as well said Al Ittihad could be one of the Saudi Pro League clubs in particular that is set for a major revamp and go big in the market this summer, with star players N'Golo Kante, Fabinho and Karim Benzema potentially leaving at the end of the season. So it does look like they're almost doing a reset. They're going to flush out all the players they brought in, bring in a new wave of stars, and that could include Mohamed Salah. And I want to know, do you think he will go in the summer? Because the more I think about it, the more I think he might. I think the next few months will be very telling. Like, I think he did play well against Marseille, but just didn't have his shooting boots with him. But like, if he does start to drop off a bit more, I think he might take the chance to leave, especially if it looks like Arne Slot will be here next year. I think if a new manager comes in, maybe they want to make Salah a part of that team next season, and Salah will want to stick around. So I think it is very up in the air. Again, I wouldn't say he goes in January. I think that's just too short notice at this point. But summer entirely plausible, especially with the fact that the Saudi Pro League are gearing up very, very much to spend huge money, and it could be a good offer for him, to be fair, and he might take it. Wouldn't begrudge him one bit. Like, all I ask is that Mohamed Salah leaves Liverpool Football Club on his terms. I don't want him pushed out the door. If he wants to leave in the summer, then that is absolutely his prerogative. I think he's earned the right to leave at the point where he wants to leave, rather than being sold or pushed out or forced out. Like, he deserves a good send off, deserves to be the chooser of his own destiny, if you want to put it that way. And yeah, I could definitely see it happening, but I hope it doesn't. I want him here next season because I do love him, and maybe I'm biased, but I think there is still a player in there, and I think he can get back to the heights he was at last season. That's all from me this morning anyway. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Craig will have a video out in the afternoon, and then a live stream this evening from 8:45, so please keep an eye out for those. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon.